So there's this video that I saw, but I never comprehended the full story because I didn't have the full story, or I didn't have like a story that kind of like connected everything until I recently saw a certain video. Now, you don't know what I'm talking about this video here. So this is apparently a video. Let's go back here and just, as you can see in the title, yeah, there's a small debate. It's not a big deal. It's not a hlukanisa matter. It's just something that's happening at the Shembe movement. So they said there was a request that was made. Okay? And so this video supposedly makes that request. And so he's asking that all people in this church give at least 10 rand. So that they can fix the speaker system in this church and so that there will never be a problem ever. Okay.
Amen. Says in the quotation 700,000, 1.2 million. Sifuna amakhebula azoloke egobhe eqaqeka azombelwa phansi ahambe phansi insimbi zimbele azibe ngo6 meters kuyaphezulu mawufika nje mogene nethimba lakho ufika ugqeka isipika uphuma intambo.
Okay, so he explains the speaker system. They went and they did a quotation, and it was about 700,000 to 1.2 million. Me what? Me. Yamuzo me. Now, we all know that sound systems can be very expensive, particularly church sound systems. Okay? I remember one speaking about a sound system that is used in one church, and it was in the hundreds of thousands in US dollars. And so it gets expensive. And so they did a quotation. They had an entire thing that they wanted cables to go under the ground, whatnot, and so that you don't have to keep rolling these cables and have the stands that will hold them at 6 meters up above ground. So it sounded clear. Okay. Now that was the audio. Okay, that was the video that was posted on one particular TikTok account. Okay, so they said amen. You heard them there. You heard those of Shembe movement saying amen. Now I found a video now bringing up an issue. Whoa. This is the video here. Now this is a different service.
No 150,000
So this leadership here says, last time I inquired on this matter, someone told me that we had 150,000 last, but now people are going with big cars, and so it looks like accountability has not been accountable. Accounting has not accounted itself. They're going with big cars when they're coming from church. Where is the money for the speakers? And so this is the video that was answering everything that I was seeing on that other video there. Okay, wait, what's that? I don't know what I don't know if he's talking about a certain person or what's going on. So it looks like the speaker system didn't arrive. Yeah, the speaker system never happened. Okay, but people are driving big cars. Now, people have always said, you know what, a solution for people, especially when people saw like the things that were happening in churches like Aflukau's church, Bushiri's church before he left and all that stuff. They said, no, let's go back to our churches, to our traditional churches. Now, the churches, those churches as well, have issues with finances, as you can see. What's the issue is that sometimes when people want to diagnose an issue, they use a system, because they see these churches, they see the churches that we have, charismatic churches and so forth, they see them as foreign churches, churches of foreigners, basically. Even if you go to ZCC, it's churches for young people, basically. And what they are not acknowledging is that they are ignoring a very key fundamental issue. The issue is the human heart, human hands, human involvement. It's the same thing that I've said when we had the issues of gunshots happening in party places, when there was all those shootings that were happening and people were just dying at Groove. You remember those videos? We spoke about, there was a key point that I mentioned in those videos. We are so divided amongst separate issues and whatnot and all these things. Now, are we in a position to start talking about a terror attack or a terrorist attempt? We are not, because we are so divided in debating whose left hand is the right one and whose right hand is the right one. We're so busy debating that. And you can see what I was pointing at is that a lot of times you find all these discussions about women versus men. Men are trash. Women are this. These things where it's just confusion, which does not acknowledge the root of the problem. The root of the problem is that as you are dealing with humans, you are dealing with the human nature. The human nature has its faults, and these faults show up in the things that you see on their dailies. So because you think, oh no, I'm going to go to my traditional church, I'm going to go to my old church, that's still not dealing with the issue. The issue is the human heart. Now, unfortunately, in some of the churches, they feel like if I go back to those type of churches, I'm going to have it better. You are still ignoring the core of the issue because you are a worshiper of men. The issue is not what denomination. You are dealing with the heart of a human being. You make it exceptional to other people. This is why people now have demigods in their minds. The person goes to IPHC, they think they will find God there. They go to Shembe church, they think they'll find God there. They go to ZCC church, they think they will find God there. Why? Because you are a worshiper of men. You haven't understood what the Bible is addressing. The human state of being needs help from outside. And it is only the hand of God that can do that. And in the hand of in the work of the Messiah, we saw that work get accomplished. You are ignoring the issue. You are ditch-dodging the issue when you keep running around with, if I go back to my old church. The issue of the matter is that the sin of man creeps itself in the seed of Adam all across. So each and every one that goes 2 feet has that seed. That's why no man on 2 feet has the right to be your God. Because why? Because the situation that you are dealing with is the human heart. Until the human heart is addressed, these issues will keep creeping up. That's why even in the Shembe church, where you thought you were going to find truth and you were going to find comfort, we're not talking about doctrine here. We're just talking about the issue. Indaba, it's that the human heart is the problem. And because you are a worshiper of people, you feel like if I just go back to my old church and leave all these propheto churches, if I just go back to my old church, the youth churches, no, let me leave charismatic churches. Let me leave. No, you have still not addressed the doctrine around it, which is why I like systematic theology, because it teaches the core of the issue is the doctrine around men. What does the Bible teach about men? Men, humans as a whole. The Bible says the heart of man is terribly wicked. Who can know it? So uksaba around, go you find something else, some other version of church. No, now we want a church that accommodates ubungoma. We want church. No, you are still running away from the core of the issue, salvation, the root of the issue. That's why he says another foundation can no man lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. The ndaba is that Christ is the center. It's not all this thing of finding an old church, I'm going to go back to our traditional churches. You are avoiding the issue. Go straight to the matter. The matter is that we all are in need of the Messiah. And until then, we'll continue to have those issues.